I was about to
You are
say,
correct.
when we last left off, you had all gone back to the Econolodge, rested, and in the morning you were all still, like, bloody, bruised, and bandaged from various wounds at the hands of the North Central Positronics Acquisitions Department. It was
Except
a...
me, I was
Have I
unscathed.
recovered any of my my health?
well, how much of which kind of damage have you taken?
I took 6 points of aggravated damage
You'll regain 1 point of aggravated damage every 2 days.
every 2 days.
Ow.
Okay.
Ow.
Yeah.
And that's with the werewolf.
Yes.
Yeah.
It gets downgraded from 2 weeks to 2 days.
That's really good. And I do not want any of this aggravated damage nonsense.
Humans aren't supposed to be able to get it, but they made that change from first to second edition. Like in first edition, I think if you were a human and you took aggravated damage, it just like killed you or like removed your health boxes forever.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, aggravated damage is things like caused by fire or acid, or it's the nasty stuff.
Right. Nasty things, and
Radiation.
Also, right, and anything that supernatural beings get like immediately murdered by. Nothing likes fire. Nothing, except demons.
Turn spent. Feels
They
good.
even that shit.
And if only they weren't to discriminate against dragons, then would be more. They would like fire too.
Right. But
According to Dragon Age, dragons are demons.
Yusuf has caught the love bug, but let's not worry about that.
No, they aren't demons. Only the
Archdemon is?
Only the archdemon. Yeah.
The archdemon takes a form of a dragon. It's not a true dragon.
But it was a true dragon. A dragon, essentially a possessed dragon that becomes a demon.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Because I know that archdemons do take other forms. And it seems like the Darkspawn only steal things, so I think they kidnapped a dragon.
Not cool. Not cool.
I mean, you should consider how they breed by stealing women.
We aren't going to go into that detail right now, are we?
No.
Let's not.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So you all limp into the kitchen, the little kitchenette to eat breakfast.
That was one of the most disturbing scenes in a video game to me. Was the woman that wasn't Dragon. That was the Dragon Age Origins, wasn't it?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that was hard.
The dwarven broodmother.
That was fucked up. That fucked me up.
Yeah, that was like
messed up.
Seriously creeped out for after listening to her talk. It's just like that poem, that sort of little poem she wrote. She's would repeat.
Quick question, Reynold. Willpower regain 1 point at dawn after rest?
1 point if you rest, yes.
Cool.
When you awaken.
I'm gonna have to change my duct tape.
So what is our next move? We rescued those people.
Presumably we've earned some goodwill, but I'm not sure what we do with it.
The sky's the limit, folks. You've unlocked the sandbox.
We did not rescue the changelings, though, right?
Yes, we did.
Yep.
Oh, they were there too? Okay.
Yes.
We just gave them to the vampires.
Henrik was able to transport the
that's right.
changelings via shadow paths. Keep your extremities inside the shadow path at all times, and please ignore the screaming.
Until this heals a bit. Yeah, Alexandra doesn't seem overly fazed by the fact that she has a big fucking hole in her abdomen.
Right.
But you can tell she's pretty seriously wounded. Until this heals, I'm not sure how much good I'll be to you.
I think we've bought ourselves some time.
Just remember, while you are wounded, your opponents are also suffering.
Yeah, but they seem to like it.
So do we, in a manner of speaking. They're going to be back.
Figure out how to separate them.
Well, there is one other possibility. I could go back and visit the werewolves and see if their shaman has any skills at healing. Or I could spend some of my experience points to pick up a point of life. Would that help me heal faster?
No.
No.
Life as in life magic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have Prime.
You could absolutely pump some life magic into your guts. I mean, you could also just, like, find a doctor.
That specializes in werewolves.
I mean...
Or just one who doesn't ask questions.
Right.
Bound to be a veterinarian around here.
I was actually thinking about getting Life Arcana, so it's a... I'm not sure if a dot will actually allow me to heal, but maybe heal faster.
Oh no, having a dot, you will roll a single die. A single die will represent 30 minutes, and then we'll see how many successes you get. And basically, it will cut your recovery time down from 12 days to like 2 or 3 days.
That's worth
good.
Significant.
Yeah.
But alternatively, you could spend no experience points and find a hospital.
How will they
Ask
react?
questions?
Stop asking logical questions.
Hospitals like to take notes. I'm just saying.
Okay,
Yeah,
not a hospital, but they're definitely discreet doctors.
Mm.
And I mean,
Yeah,
Easter, it's not like your entire background community is a whole bunch of kids who do too much cocaine.
I may do both of those. I was thinking of getting a dot in Life Arcana anyway. But I'll also use my Streetwise to see if I can track down a street doctor if Easter doesn't know of any.
Right. Do I know any?
You don't. Your
Fair
friends
enough.
might. Wait, let me. There we go. Friends.
I say I've got that one dot retainer.
Oh, dude, I don't think Maricela knows any doctors. No, I mean, okay, guys, you all work for a hunter organization.
Uh-huh.
Did you know that you can call them for help?
Oh.
No.
Yes.
I suppose that does make sense.
Yeah.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
All of your friends are rich kids who do too much cocaine.
I'll probably start with mine then, because they cater more. They're supernaturals, so a doctor who specializes in treating supernaturals would probably be better for me than a hunter doctor.
Making wounds, fixing wounds. What's the difference?
You don't want to give Task Force Valkyrie the opportunity to skim some samples off the top.
No, sadly.
Nope.
Actually, it just so happens that there is a
College Raider.
Don't worry, they grow back. No, they don't.
No, they don't.
Don't.
It just so happens that there is a doctor in the area. Although whoever is sending the text message suggests they're a strange sort.
Is this from Callie's Raiders, or is this from one of our.
This is from the Raiders. You're using the switchboard. You don't know who you're talking to. You're not supposed to know who you're talking to.
I think I will just text back a question mark. Is there another type?
Yes, most of them don't have horns.
All right, send me details, please.
They send you an address.
Do any of you need medical treatment?
I'm good.
I'm fine.
Yeah, contact my own buddies.
They can definitely call. I can't call on Dr. Gums. He doesn't exist yet. They can definitely get you in touch with Dr. Fritz. He's the one who usually handles all of the overdoses and miscellaneous wounds that they sustained. He is paid well enough not to care. He's very old, but he assures you his hands are steady.
Be good.
So those are your choices. Fritz or someone with horns.
Fritz. If there's anything wrong with having horns, she would just rather go with someone affiliated with her own conspiracy.
Fair enough. Keep it in the network.
Yeah, I mean, for treating humans are usually pretty good. Good choice. But I'll go to the one with horns.
Sounds good. Easter, you find you head out to an Ashwood Abbey safe house, and Dr. Fritz is there. It's not a hospital per se. It's a very well maintained and not entirely sterile, but clean living space.
Works for me.
And you regain... So remove 3 slashes from your damage track.
Beautiful.
So if you had 3 lethal, that turns into 3 bashing. If you had 5 lethal, that turns into 2 lethal and 3 bashing.
Perfect.
Yeah, I figure that Alexandra was hit so hard that the knife probably was poking out the other side.
No, it got caught inside you and started wiggling its way down.
Oh, that's right. I was in my Krynos form. So Alexandra in her normal form is pretty thin. So, but yeah, it as a wolf, it would have a lot bigger. I'll go find this doctor. Horns.
Horns. Well, it used to be a hospital.
Oh.
No need to jump the barbed wire. There's an opening.
I suppose it is good that I am resistant to most infections.
It's very good. You wander around there a little while before you are accosted and approached. Do you have an appointment?
Sent from Cowley's Raiders.
But do you have an appointment?
Oh boy.
Not that I'm aware of. Could I make one?
You may. Follow me. And she leads you to a desk and hands you a phone book thick contract.
Oh, son of a...
And the Raiders vouched for her?
Hmm?
A little strange.
Just sign here, here, and your initial here.
How did you know what I was going to say?
A terrifying guess.
You understand, procedure must be maintained.
Alexander's feeling some trepidation about this. Exactly what am I'm really wishing I had brought Yusuf on this adventure.
What are you going to ask?
What exactly am I signing away?
You're signing
Mhm.
consent to be treated.
As a...
That text contains all of the proper treatments that I am capable of performing. All of them. Every single one. You can read them all if you wish. I should also mention the print is very small. This is not a 12-point font document. This is an 8-point font single-spaced document.
Oh,
Sweet
my eyes.
Jesus.
My eyes.
What's pertinent for a werewolf suffering from silver poisoning?
Could be several things. Have any of your organs been punctured?
Not completely clear, but I believe so.
Then sign. If you don't give me consent to treat, saving you is against the law. I think you and I can agree that the law must always be maintained. Procedures must always be followed.
Alexandra blinks rapidly at the you and I must agree. But decides against saying that hasn't really been her experience. And eventually just signs.
You have signed the contract of the demon doctor. Very good. The doctor will see you now. She happens to have an opening this way. And she stashes the phone book contract in a rundown, beaten up, rusty filing cabinet and takes you into well, it's not an operating theater, but there's a chair. Whoops.
Is it the same person? The doctor?
Wait, hold on. She puts on a doctor's smock and a doctor's coat and a medical mask, and just says, proudly comments, "Oh, geez, look what you did. What have you done to yourself now? You bound your wounds with duct tape?"
Ow.
She seems much more personable.
Gonna remove the duct tape.
It seemed better than having my intestines fall out.
Oh, please, those can grow back, but the duct tape adhesive is going to stay in there forever. And she cuts out the I should mention she takes her nurse hat off and puts on one of those doctor the things with the mirror on the headband with the mirror.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, she puts one of those on.
Oh,
And she starts rooting around in there.
Still not the strangest person I've ever had do medical procedures on me, but okay.
She gestures to her gloveless hands and says, "Don't worry, they're sterile."
I wasn't worried until she said something.
And she roots around in your guts for a while. There comes a point where you realize she's not doing any medicine yet. She's just sort of investigating your physiology.
I thought you were gonna say she's performing Haruspecsy for a second.
No.
I thought it was going to be foreplay, but
Nope, this is all business.
I will try to do my best to enter a meditative state while this is going on, and see if now that I am more attuned to the patterns of life energies, if I can see what she does.
Oh. Okay. So, what's the meditation roll? I can never remember.
I don't know off the top of my head.
Roll wits and composure.
Oh, 3 successes. 3 8s, actually.
3 successes. You successfully enter a meditative state. Strangely enough, her hands wriggling around in your chest cavity don't present any distraction to you. It's like a knife streaming through water. Now, will you roll your life dice or shall I?
Well, it's the first time I've ever tried, so I guess I would defer to you.
You can tell she begins investigating the wounds with an idle curiosity. Her hands, as she said, are sterile. That's no deception. You also recognize immediately that she is not alive.
That explains the sterility of the hands.
You don't know what she is. But is life? Is not life. And
I don't get like a worm stench off of her though, right?
No. This is not an evil entity. Though born of evil she may have been, evil she no longer is. I mean, she's helping you. How bad could she be?
Pretty bad.
By the end of it, you can see she begins literally knitting the flesh together, using a splinter of her nail, a splinter of one of her fingernails as a needle, and a hair from her head as thread, closing up a lot of the little bothersome holes that were leaking blood. In short, remove 3 slashes.
All right. Does that mean transfer 3 aggravated to lethals?
Yes.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
And then once it's lethal, how long does it take me to heal?
15 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not friendly damage.
Now then, how do you feel?
I sort of start arousing myself and uh, better. That was interesting. Thank you.
No need to thank me. This is my job. More than my job, really. It's my passion. Quite possibly my raison d'etre. But, where was I? And, like, as she pulls her hands out of your body, the blood starts falling off of her hands like water out of a tap.
Mm.
By the time she's done, her skin is completely blemishless. And then she removes her doctor's garb, puts on her nurse's hat, and says, "How was the doctor? He didn't get too handsy with you, did she?"
They were most capable.
I see. Don't be afraid to say what you mean. She has a lot of complaints against her. Wandering hands, wandering mind.
Well, the doctor is a most attractive individual, so I'm sure that they have no problem.
You've fallen for her wiles as well. Many do. On your feet, soldier.
Mm.
I stand.
And she fetches a rusty wheelchair and sits you down in it and wheels you out of the facility.
I am assuming that this is the law, so therefore it must be that I will indulge this.
You did consent to all necessary procedures, and procedure must be maintained. And she brings you to the outside of the hospital, and when you turn around to meet her, she's gone. And then you fall on your ass because the wheelchair has also disappeared.
Human traffickers are so much less complicated.
But often so much less skilled.
To be fair, that's better than going for insurance practices.
That's true. That being said, don't think too much about what you signed.
You really should have brought me along.
Yep.
Congratulations, you have requested service from the demon doctor.
I'm sure there will be no consequences from this down the road.
No, of course not. I've played
So-
Pathologic too. There's never any consequences for taking the deal. You weren't supposed to take the deal, Justin! You weren't supposed to do it! What the fuck were you thinking?
But based on what I observed under when she was working, I'll see what I can do over the next few days to try to.
To try to do the same, replicate the effect. Easter, do you remember how many times you got shot?
Like 4.
Yeah, like a lot.
Well, right, yeah, you did get shot like 3 times, and then you got stabbed once, and then you got clubbed.
How much damage did you fucking take?
It wasn't a lot. It was the nickel and dime. It was like 1 stab for 2, and then like one shot for 2, and then 2 shots for 1, and then a club for like 3 bashing.
Jeez.
Your mic, dear. Oh, okay. But Pidge, your mic isn't working.
Right. Pidge, you're dead.
And now she's back.
Better?
Test.
I can
You
hear
can
you
hear you
now.
There we go. Okay. I don't know why that was. I wasn't muted or anything.
Have you considered that Discord's a pile of garbage?
It has
Your
problems.
Wi-Fi card is not very strong.
Garbage.
That might also be a problem.
I'm hardwired in, and Pidge is not.
Also true.
I am internet.
Pretty much.
Assuming direct control.
Oh my god. So yeah, Easter, they're able to Dr. Fritz is able to put some of your ass back in your ass.
Delighted at where my ass now is.
He's earnestly shocked that you've suffered like normal wounds. Most of the people he fixes have either suffered claw wounds or like some sort of bizarre weapon or are
Bites or
overdosing on
poisons.
overdosing on cocaine. You've got to understand.
Bread and butter, Doc.
Ashwood Abbey, like cocaine is so low on the list of highs. Like almost everyone is on cocaine all the time.
Ashwood Abbey uses cocaine like most people use caffeine.
Yes.
Just a little treat to start the day.
Yeah, I'm just gonna take a bump to get me going. All right. I'm feeling a little down. I need fucking what's that line from fucking Jim's Big Ego?
No clue.
I don't remember.
I am looking it up now. I'm trying to cut down on my caffeine consumption, so when I get up, I just have 1 cup of coffee, and I like to have another cup of coffee with my breakfast. On my way to work, I like to get a cup of coffee. Like the kind of cup of coffee that you get with the donuts, but I never get the donut, I just have a cup of coffee. And when I get to work, I like to have a cup of coffee. Because I like to have coffee when I'm talking on the phone. But it usually goes cold, and you need to get another cup of coffee, and it's lunch, and I have an espresso. And when I get back, it's not morning anymore, so I have a Diet Cola and another Diet Cola, and then I'm feeling fine, feeling pretty sharp, and I'm feeling pretty wired, and I'm getting things done. But right around 2, I get this little tiny migraine. It starts at my eyes, it moves to the back of my neck, and it moves to the bottom of my spine, but it doesn't usually get there until 5 or 6 o'clock, which is the end of my day. Except for when I have to work late, which I usually do.
Okay.
Don't call me out like this. Those days are behind me, Reynolds.
Hi, I'm back. Sorry, guys.
No, it's fine.
Right.
I
Joke.
I started regaling Easter with a proper understanding of exactly how much cocaine the Ashwood Abbey does.
All of it.
All of it. All of it,
Oh.
but very little all the time.
Oh Lord.
That's better, right?
Is this the Sherlock Holmes? Was Sherlock Holmes the founder of it or something?
I thought Holmes liked his downers. I thought he was an opium man.
Oh, he took cocaine. Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh,
he did
well,
both.
It
It was the infamous sort of 7% solution. I think was cocaine.
7% solution. Yeah, basically.
Bear in mind that when Doyle was writing about this stuff, you could get laudanum from from the pharmacist.
Right.
So,
Yep.
and cocaine was legally and used as a supplement in soda for, I think, up to the 50s. No, it was earlier than that. They got rid of it, but there was cocaine in Coca-Cola at some point.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I just need a little buzz, just a little bit to get me going.
Yeah. So I mean, when Holmes was a serious druggie, it was by and large legal.
Decriminalize drugs. Anyway, that being said, don't do cocaine and drive. Like,
So And JJ's sister had a colonoscopy and had cancer, had a bit of cancer in it. So I didn't want to sort of just blow her off quickly.
No.
Oh, no.
Oh, that's rough.
Yeah, I mean it's very treatable. It's very young, but her mother. That's how the mother died. So that was like,
Oh no.
yeah. So and it's it's tough thing. Getting old sucks, guys. I
Yep.
advise against it. Just leave
I'll
a
do
pretty
my
corpse.
It's okay. I intend on finding some Hesperidian cider before long.
Be nice.
That's a joke for no one. Anyway. So, yes. Anyone who... Does anyone else want to do anything while Alexandra and Easter are at the doctor's?
Admittedly, I'm thinking about bigger guns, but I don't think I can get them.
Well,
No Mysteries doesn't deal in bigger guns. You might be able to get some fucking wacky shit, but you're not going to be able to get a bigger gun.
I would normally suggest Task Force Valkyrie, but those require clearance that you don't have.
Yeah,
Wop wop.
and I have a Grant, so that's about as big a gun as you can get.
It's a pretty big gun. Big bullets.
Yeah, the kind that put holes for people.
Skip's pawn was rather limited in the amount of guns he had for sale.
Yeah, Skip Murphy can only sells conventional firearms.
Quite boring.
From what I saw of the slasher, at least the guy with the mask, you're better off firing really quickly as opposed to firing really hard.
That's true.
Volume of fire seemed to be a very good call.
Huh. Unfortunately, No Mysteries is not the group that has the guns. They're the group that has the information.
Yeah, gonna have to look up some of that. Seeing as I have a description of all of them, I'm gonna put them through the system and see if anything pops up.
Sounds good. Okay. You get a top secret encrypted message.
Oh shit! Hello, open.
The funniest answer would be, well, we don't know anything about them, but now your job is to find out everything you possibly can, or else.
Would not be the first time.
But this sounds fascinating. Give us more information.
These are the people I choose to work with.
Oh, whoopsie daisy. This goes to you privately.
Oh. Do not share with others. Oh, never mind, guys. There it is. Shit.
Whispers. Whispers.
Whispers in the dark. And so, Holmes, you do understand that, like, every human is a mage in waiting?
Uh-huh.
The mechanics of it, No Mysteries is only beginning to understand.
Yeah.
There are sleepers, sleepwalkers, and the awakened.
Yep.
Awakened are mages. Sleepwalkers are basically what you guys are. And then sleepers are active agents of the weave itself. What they're describing is something between sleepwalker and awakened.
Okay.
Like trying to... Have you ever tried waking up a sleepwalker?
No.
It can be very dangerous. They can become suddenly violent. They can, shit themselves. There's a possibility of death. So,
Okay.
what would happen if you tried to wake up a sleepwalker?
Apparently, what happened?
Exactly.
Oh, shit.
So that's what happens, and that's why you don't do it.
Gotcha. Understood.
They assure you...
Maybe they're just lucid dreamers. I said maybe they're just lucid dreamers.
I mean, maybe.
This just got awkward and weird. Okay.
Those who glint beyond the veil are cursed with too much knowledge, too many answers, insufficient questions.
Oh, that's a rare one.
Too many answers, insufficient questions. So, yeah. They don't really know anything about any of the others, but they described to you, you already knew what they were as slashers and what they're capable of.
Okay.
Your new information confirms that they are scourges, not rippers. They're too capable.
Okay. So that part I can probably share. But the rest is, yeah.
I mean, you can say whatever you want.
Yeah. So, good news, everyone.
That's a change.
Some of that.
According to some intel I have, we're dealing with scourges, not rippers.
The sky is blue, yes.
Sky's blue, water is wet.
Yeah, just thought I'd confirm.
We knew that already.
Oh, I thought
It's
we
always
were still on
good.
rippers.
We knew they were powerful slashers. I believe Scourge was the word that the librarian used.
Scourge?
Scourge.
Okay. Fair enough.
Have any advice on how to proceed with killing them?
Not a word.
Well, legends, maniacs, psychos, and mutants receive damage normally. They do note that masks are preternaturally resistant to damage.
Huh. Okay, so everything but the mask is normal.
Yeah.
So, the mask is going to be a problem.
Sort of. Oh, yeah. And if it dies, double tap.
Because they like to get back up.
They like to get back up.
Am I back yet, by the way?
Yes. Let's assume.
Oh, you're looking better.
Relatively.
I believe I just had a demon read my entrails, but yes.
Ah! I didn't even think of that possibility. Ah!
Interesting.
Oh.
She might have been doing it recreationally, but I'm not positive. It is a strange sensation feeling someone's hands moving inside your guts. It's not something I recommend.
I'll have to take
Be
your word for
intimate.
that.
Adding it to the list of things I never want to see happen. Which is a list that grows daily with you people.
I believe she also sutured my wound with her hair and a fingernail, which is unusual.
Probably sanitary.
Wait, so you've got a bit of demon in you?
Temporarily.
Noted.
Right. Next moves. Should we check in and make sure that all of the prisoners have found their way home?
I'm sure they have, but I think that would be a good gesture.
I think it would be a good way to gauge how cooperative the Bowery King is going to be with us.
And whether he has information he's been withholding until now.
Exactly.
Good idea.
So, whomst do you contact?
Easter, you might also want to check to see if the jester, clown, made it back safely.
It's a good idea. I'll do so. Now, remind me, did I have the jester's contact information?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. Just scoot him a quick text.
You still alive?
You up?
Yay, they returned the jester unharmed.
Wow. I just had a news flash that more than 130 Secret Service officers are said to be infected with coronavirus.
Oh
geez.
my god!
Damn.
I'm not
That's
surprised.
incredible.
Or some of them were just quarantining because of Trump's behavior, but...
You
Jeez.
can imagine, like, you train all your life to be a Secret Service agent. They're like, you gotta be prepared to die for the president. And you're like, fuck, I'm ready, let's do it. And then the fucking president gives you COVID.
Because he doesn't want to wear a mask.
No. Why would he wear a mask? The disease is fake news.
Oh, it hurts.
Huh.
So much typing. Is good.
Please understand, a fledgling is a large investment.
Oh.
It just goes
Said
to
that.
show who the jester was in his previous life.
Damn.
That's not my son. That's an investment. That's
Fucking
not my,
brutal.
that's not my child. That's my property. Let me get the Immortan Joe. Let me get the Immortan Joe.
Well, definitely that's not the way all of them look at it. So the gang girl, for instance, seemed to be pretty emotionally invested in the whole thing.
Oh, yes.
What is that from?
Mad Max Fury Road.
I have got to see that.
You have to see Fury Road.
Oh, you've never seen Fury Road?
It's so good.
But I haven't seen it.
But, now, Derek, have you seen Mad Max Road Warrior?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, which part of Road Warrior was the best part of Road Warrior?
The road?
No, the chase, you dingus.
That's pretty much it.
And so, the chase is like 25 minutes. Fury Road said, what if we made the chase the whole movie?
Oh my word.
So it's just 2 hours of tanker chase.
Okay. Interesting.
With the
It's
occasional,
also one of the best movies I've ever seen in my life.
there are occasional breaks for hand-to-hand combat.
Right. And some breaks for feminism and some breaks for feels.
Real. There's a lot of breaks for feels. Or there's not a lot of breaks, but what breaks you do get for feels are very powerful.
Yes.
Nice. I know it has excellent actors in it.
It did. Also, what's it called? The Chrome Edition?
Yes, I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah, the director... So, okay, first things first, the movie didn't have a script.
What?
It had a storyboard.
Okay.
As such, the dialogue is completely unnecessary to the film.
Interesting.
And the director says one of the best ways to watch it is in black and white with no dialogue.
Oh.
And no joke, the acting is so good, it is unnecessary to hear what anyone says.
Damn.
And frankly, considering the fact that Max has like a iron cage around his face for a good chunk of the movie, a lot of what Tom Hardy says is pretty much inaudible anyway.
That's true.
Most of Tom Hardy's vocalizations consist of frantic grunting and like pointing at things.
Yep.
Though
Sure.
there is one, like, I would agree with that entirely, but my absolute favorite moment in Fury Road is when Max and Furiosa are first fighting, and Furiosa's got Max pinned to the ground, and he like lunges his face up towards her as you hear the engine rolling, and it sounds like the engine is coming from his throat. That's my favorite moment in the movie.
Nice.
There's a lot of good moments in this movie. Just, I'm thinking of, speaking of the cage on his head, that's how she eventually earns his trust. He's like, alright, we're gonna wait here until Joe catches up, and I'll deliver you to him, and then he'll let me have whatever I need. And she's like, you're relying on the generosity of a very bad man. And she keeps, like, trying to give him, like, logical arguments as to why she should let him do what she wants to do, and eventually the thing that breaks him is she asks, do you want that thing off your face? He gives the most dead-ass look toward her. And then the next scene, they're all getting into the truck, and she gives him a nail file. And he starts fucking sawing through the padlock for the cage on his face.
Well, because that offer is the only offer of dignity that he has gotten, arguably since the first Mad Max film.
That's true. But also,
No, he got several in the Road Warrior. It's just that he didn't really take them, until it was too late. So, there were some people that were trying to help, but it just didn't really work out well. There were some decent human beings in the Road Warrior. It's just that they all died.
yep.
Yeah.
And I mean, I don't know. I feel like a lot of the offers that they make are a little hollow, if only because the green place they're going to doesn't exist.
Yeah.
And Max knows it. So when they're like, "Oh, check out this brochure. We're gonna go there, and everything's gonna be fine," he knows firsthand that's a crock of shit.
True.
They can't stay here because this gasoline refinery is drawing way too much fucking heat, and Humongous will eventually kill them all, but where they're going may not be any better. Or at the very least, it's not what they promise it's going to be. That being said, Yusuf, you get a reply.
Oh boy.
Dun, 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 dun.
I may have volunteered us for something,
Why would you do that?
because I think it'll be worth it.
Yeah.
Judgment?
Freehold is mistrustful of our organizations at the best of times, and we don't need to make that worse.
The response is prompt and quick. Ivan can't have been gone for that long. Or
I
he
expected
can't have
as much.
returned so quickly.
Shortcuts.
Shortcuts.
It's almost as though he read my mind. I didn't want to guess what the best thing would be.
You know what they say, in an argument, never ask a question you don't know the answer to. The same holds true for a negotiation. What can we do to help? You said, knowing exactly what they would ask you to do.
Clever.
It helps to be prepared.
Yes.
As far as finding our enemies, I have some experience at finding people who don't want to be found. What occurs to me is that these are people who can't operate without leaving some trace. That they're all compelled in some way. They may be good at covering their tracks, or they may not care about covering their tracks. But there's going to be a footprint of some sort or another from any or all of them. All of them working together just makes it harder for them to conceal themselves.
Depends on
That's
who's
good.
involved.
But for me, I usually search among the poor, the disenfranchised, the homeless, and the near homeless for the types of predators I usually hunt. But in this case, I think we should search across each of our areas of knowledge and specialization and see if we can find places where the patterns meet where there are strange exceptions on all of our in each place that we look. And that by looking at these different patterns, we may find where they are layering. It's not going to be quick to do that, but it should find them.
Idea.
Oh, baby Jesus. So, is it time?
In my case,
is it time to hit the bricks,
Yeah, it might be.
or is it time to go into the hedge and fuck with a hag?
That's our other option.
I vote bricks, mainly because I don't want to fight the hag.
Optionally, fuck around and quite possibly find out.
Find out. Why is it so funny?
Quest
every time?
accepted. Fuck around.
Your reward is you found out.
Well, although I agree with you, Holmes, I also don't want to fight a hag. I think that it would be foolish to give up this lead in hopes of finding another one. I think we should follow this lead, and then if we're still looking, then we can scour the city.
You know how to fight a hag?
Did the Bowery King? Did Yusuf share what the Bowery King said with us?
Yes.
The only issue I have with this is he doesn't say that he knows anything of use to us. Essentially, he indicates that this would repair our relationship with him. But he doesn't say that he actually knows anything.
Nope. He's not even making a promise.
And
Well, he's
all
only
this-
making a promise of what will make him happy.
while this may be a good thing to do, it may not bring us any closer to finding the people we're looking for. Repairing a relationship is worth it, though. So, he could be of great use in the future, but it's something to understand is that unless he promised that he has that information, there's no guarantee or even a likelihood that he does have it.
Point. And it's a pretty dangerous mission just after we got our asses beat.
Yeah.
True enough.
Hitting the bricks is probably going to be less dangerous.
Show those bricks who's boss.
Is it
So-
agreed?
Yes.
Track strange disappearances, anomalies, incidents that aren't explained by anything. I'm sure we'll find. I look over at Easter. I'm sure we'll find your friends behind some of those, and they can provide those data points. And then once we've eliminated that, then I would think that we would find hotspots.
Everybody give me a delicious manipulation and or presence and streetwise.
Wow, past me was super smart.
Hey. I'm going to use the bathroom again.
I'll be right back.
Manipulation. Why is it always the same roll? Whenever Ronaldo
I
drives
also have to pee.
with a choice, it's always a choice between 5 dice and 5 dice. Holy crap! Holy!
Did you get it good?
I rolled 3 10s and a 9.
Holy fuck. Re-roll those.
Oh, well, only one additional success, but it's a 10. So, and the 9. So, 4 plus 1, 6. Oof. It's more dice than I have dice.
Brilliant.
Wow.
I am impressed.
That's crazy.
It's almost like your character's really good at this.
She is. I mean, I mean, she's got 5 dice on that, which is good. But getting 6 successes on a 5-die roll is,
Still impressive.
Show me them dice rolls in chat.
mine was freaking crazy. I rolled a total. I rolled 3 10s, and my first reroll was out of my 3 dice reroll, I got another 10. So.
I'm back.
Holmes, are you rolling, or are you content to follow someone else and just ask questions?
Well, I think that I was going to suggest that we don't just do streetwise; that we actually do whatever our specialties are, and see if we can find sort of the like someone researching newspapers, someone researching what the kindred are up to, and see if we can sort of overlap all of these heat maps.
Now that's a smarter idea.
That's what I was saying before.
That would be wonderful.
So,
I like that idea.
Who wants to do what? You got
Well-
Alex hitting the streets.
Yep.
Yusuf, you've already hit the streets. You're committed.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So
Sorry,
Holmes-
I thought I was saying that.
I would like to visit my old buddies, the Kindred.
Oh boy. Plying them for information is always difficult. Give me a socialize and manipulation.
Got it.
Difficult, but not impossible. And you never know when somebody wants to brag.
3 successes.
Was Derek eaten by a wizard?
No, he stepped away for a sec.
Ah.
I had to run to the bathroom. Right back.
Welcome,
Let's see. I just got to roll.
So you can roll
failure.
whatever. How would you like to research? You don't have to hit the streets for manipulation and streetwise. If you can think of another idea, that can change the skills that are being used.
Manipulation streetwise. I rolled failures, so it really doesn't matter.
Sounds good. You're having a real hard time. Unfortunately, you're trying to speak to homeless people, and you look like a cop.
A little bit.
It's an unfortunate part of the business. Everybody give me another roll. You guys are out and about doing your thing for like an hour.
Just that same roll over again.
You could, if you want to try to do a different, do a different tactic, you can do something else.
I got one. I got a live one.
I got a live one.
A specialty in find person.
That sounds like it's worth a +2.
So, maybe after I hit up the Kindred, hit a streetwise manipulation find person to see if I can rattle out some clues on some specific missing people.
Sounds good.
Cool.
Could I try a manipulation and persuasion to try and get some information out of a reluctant person?
Sounds good. Alex is able to isolate someone with her massive success. Someone who seems to know a lot but isn't really willing to speak to her. You think it's because she's a woman.
Fair enough.
So it's
Air quotes.
10.
Oh yeah, Alex has probably borrowed some money from you guys just to buy like various bags of food.
Oh yeah.
That's fine.
Still, 19 successes later, you all do get a tip. Let me get a random street name generator. Beautiful. Well, there was that lovely boy who lived on Lilypad Avenue. I don't know what happened to him. He stopped coming around. He was always so nice, and he'd drink. He'd invite us to drink and talk, and he always seemed so lonely.
When did he disappear?
Weeks ago. I haven't seen him in maybe over a month.
Talk about meeting any new friends or a new girlfriend, new boyfriend.
Nope, just up and out of the blue, gone. I never figured out what happened to him. But I haven't seen him since.
Have there been more other disappearances since then?
Oh, there's always people coming and going. It's hard to keep track of them all, but... Oh, what was his name? Soren, right. Soren's the only one that really pops out in my mind.
Was he a member of your community or just someone who helped?
Oh, I don't know what community he was a part of. He would just come about, dark of the night, just like y'all. Nice boy. Shy boy.
Could you describe him? When she said shy boy, the thought that popped into my head, he always seems so quiet. And it's like, as opposed to a victim, what if this is one of them?
She describes someone who looks like this. No,
Okay.
it's not any of the people you're looking for.
Okay. Vaguely Lin-Manuel Miranda-ish.
Well, thank you for the tip. Someone has to care about people who go missing.
Glad somebody does. The police certainly don't. Hey, cab, fuck the
No,
police.
it does.
Absolutely.
As she says, as she goes back to her errands with a handful of Cliff Bars. Who wants a Cliff Bar? So,
Lilypad Avenue.
so do you guys go down to Lilypad Avenue?
Yeah.
Absolutely, we have so far.
Since you have access to other means of information, perhaps check to see if there's anything that's happened there recently.
Sure.
Maybe if you can get a list of the people who are supposed to live there.
Local news sources, renting reports, changes in address.
You get a hit for a murder suicide 38 days ago at this location.
Damn.
Well,
I know news reports like that are often vague. How many people died?
2.
Two.
is it a squat?
No. That's an actual apartment building.
Oh boy.
Damn.
Hopefully the rent's low.
As low as it's ever gonna get. Place looks condemned.
Yeah.
And yet, it is not. I found that on the blog Drinkers with Writing Problems. I don't know if they're any good,
Alternately,
but they have a hell of a name.
it could be a secret mansion for a fae or a mage. You know, I mean, it's that they do tend to like to use places like that.
That's entirely possible.
Oh, I'm so hoping we're not going into that.
Don't worry about it. Do you go to Lily Pad Avenue or not? It was apartment 4.
How long has it been since I got back from the doctor's?
4 hours.
Okay, so any in keeping up sort of my self healing, I haven't recovered another point yet, right?
No, yeah, you've recovered all your lethal, but you have not recovered any aggravated.
Okay, that's what I thought, but figured I'd check.
So, do y'all go to the apartment building on Lilypad Avenue?
Yeah.
It
Yes.
seems our best lead.
Sounds
So-
good. The doors to the building are not locked. They had been at one point. One doesn't have a doorknob. Coincidentally, it's on the side that you're looking for.
Yeah.
Are there multiple entrances and exits like in the picture?
Yes.
Okay. Would it be wise for someone to remain outside to keep an eye in case anyone leaves as we enter?
Who would be leaving as you enter?
Whoever we might be looking for.
The North Central Positronics Acquisitions Department kidnaps, like, so many people. Like, they've kidnapped at this point, like, at least over 300 subjects. Almost, most of which have died.
Eee.
So no one's keeping track of. There are only 5 of them. They don't have enough manpower to keep track of every location that they've pilfered someone. A force to be meddled with. There's only 2 of you, but they are veterans. But do you enter the apartment building?
Yes.
Do you go to apartment 4?
Yes.
Is that where the story said the murder-suicide was?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
believe so. Okay.
There is. It's covered in like police caution tape. Do not enter. Blah blah blah.
From more than 30 days ago. So this place has just basically been ignored since the incident happened.
You are absolutely correct. Whoever owns the building hasn't even bothered renting it to anyone.
Probably the cleanup is costs more than they want to deal with.
How did you guess?
I'll just take out my if we can't get under the tape, if it's covering the thing, I'll just take out my Bowie knife and slice an opening.
The door is locked. So I'm gonna need a dexterity and larceny roll from someone, or quite possibly a strength and weaponry, whichever you prefer.
I'll do larceny. Is that a dex-based roll?
Yes.
Pop up my lock picks. Okay. Not bad. Oh, well, 2 successes. They were both 10s, but the rerolls suck.
Oh no, that's more than enough. You only needed it. Like if you had gotten no successes, I'd have asked, "Did you roll higher than a 6?" This door is so easy to lockpick. And you go inside, and nah, this might be too shitty even for what I'm looking for. There we go. That's good.
This probably could have been done with a credit card.
Absolutely. It looks kind of like this, but with way more blood.
Eee.
He hasn't even bothered to clean it up.
What's the bug situation like?
Everywhere. Like, not literally completely saturating everything, but it is so difficult to tell. You know what?
Oh no, the bug situation in terms of flies and maggots from the
None.
none. I sniffed the air.
Smells like blood, all right. But there's something else. You can't make it out.
Once everyone's inside, I'm going to close the door and strip.
Close. So they don't get bloody.
Clothes because she can't afford many changes of clothes. Once I'm stripped, I will assume wolf form and get a better sniff.
Oh man, I'm trying to find that comic book image that's just like I embrace the trash. It becomes a part of me. Everybody who is investigating the crime scene, give me a wits and investigation.
Yay,
Would my find person specialization apply to this at all?
No, this is a crime scene investigation.
I'm attempting to use my nose in wolf form.
I'll allow it.
Can I? It's still an investigation roll, or should I make a perception roll?
No, it's wits and investigation. So your wits goes up. So you get to use your increased nose wits.
Okay.
Sure of me.
Oh, baby Jesus. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I thrive in it. It strengthens me.
Fucking, who is this?
I don't know.
I'm going to ask my
Comic
my
friends.
experts. Yeah.
Somebody call on the nerds.
Come to me, nerds.
So you guys are trolling through here, and Yusuf, Holmes, Easter. This seems to be appropriate to what happened. Murder, suicide. Poor dear Soren here got gut shot, tried to fend off his captor, got shot a couple more times, and eventually succumbed to his wounds. And, you know, if you have 3 bullet wounds and you're trying to struggle with someone, you're gonna bleed all over the fucking place.
Yeah, that's true.
And then apparently his murderer so caught up in the experience of having killed someone not quickly but slowly over the course of many minutes while they struggled for their lives, took his own life as well. Wait, let me get my Columbo. And that all makes sense. Except, well, there is one thing. Alex, this place smells like iodine. Unless poor Soren was bleeding iodine all over the room, there's no reason for it to smell like that.
So large quantities of iodine.
Yeah, no.
I mean, iodine's a septic agent. Is it used for anything else?
Everybody give me an intelligence and chemistry roll. Or, I'm sorry, intelligence and science.
Sure.
Well, I will stand back up on my hind legs and relay this information to them after sniffing around the room frantically. Iodine. There's iodine all over this place.
Oh.
Something to throw off your senses?
Unless... No, there are better things. I mean, even pepper. Or,
Ammonia.
Easter, are you making a science roll?
Roll a chance die. Fuck it. Nope, nothing.
Okay. Yusuf.
Oh, frick!
Yeah.
I rolled a 9 on my chance roll, which is useless.
Whoop whoop. Yusuf. Iodine is antiseptic. It hides genetic information. It destroys DNA evidence.
That's what I thought.
Sweat,
They
blood, skin cells, all that would be destroyed.
Someone was covering up.
there's nothing that they can match here for DNA evidence.
The scent
It's all in
of iodine is much less noticeable than the scent of bleach. If they had used bleach, it would have been obvious even to the police.
And the people who were dealing with this probably weren't too concerned with finding the truth.
Just another tragedy in the bad part of town.
Exactly. Welcome to the world of darkness. It's time for every action movie trope. Let me get my transatlantic accent. These lanky dames keep coming to me about dead husbands.
That's Holmes's line.
Sorry.
I get dressed. I look at my... Oh, when I took on the wolf form, did it do anything to my sutures?
No.
Demon hair, surprisingly flexible.
Don't fuck with the demon doctor.
Yeah, Alex has like around 50 stitches on her belly. And since I still have 3 aggravated points of damage, probably the wound is still pretty nasty and inflamed looking.
Oh yeah, it looks bad. But so yeah, you're still not entirely convinced that it wasn't a murder suicide, but it's clear that there's more than meets the eye going on here.
No, I think that there's something here. At least one of these people can get inside people's heads. Maybe they manipulated them into committing this act while they watched.
But why bother to hide the genetic evidence then? It seems if they weren't involved themselves, what's the point?
One of them may have been something they weren't, wasn't on the books.
Also, consider, what was Soren? Do you know?
I didn't get any sense of him being anything supernatural, right?
Oh no, like he's definitely supernatural, but it's not something you can smell, and it's 35-day-old evidence.
Yeah.
Like that's why they kidnapped him, but you don't know what sort of creature he is. Well, probably changeling or vampire or mage. Probably not werewolf.
You could ask the Bowery King. He still is not a fan, but if this is one of his, he may be interested.
We'd be nothing but the bearers of more bad news. We'd go in there, tell him, and if he was a changeling, then the first question out of the Bowery King's mouth is, "So what now?"
Can you determine what happened to the bodies? Were they cremated? Were they buried?
I might be able to look that up. It'll take some digging. I think that Holmes would have a better chance of asking his police friend.
Yeah.
I think that this would stick in the heads of whoever discovered it.
Oh
Okay.
shit! Someone's cooking with grease.
I'll give that a shot.
I'll do the boring stuff, you do the legwork.
Oh god, young Ian McKellen.
Oh god, right?
Right?
Oh, goodness.
I'm trying to figure out what the name of the cop was. It was a long time ago.
Oh, it's penned
Yay!
somewhere. If it's not penned, then I definitely wrote it down.
It was like
someone
Hammerspiel or Hammerspiel or something.
Right. I keep thinking Chillicothe, but it wasn't that. It was very ethnic. You know?
McClure's?
It's like O'Hamrahan or something.
I think it might literally be Hanrahan.
Oh, right off that.
I'm about to say, I'm getting close. Okay, I'm not getting close, but you.
O'Hanrahan, the grizzled cop.
There it
O'Hanrahan.
is. Oh, Hanrahan, how the hell are you?
Oh, Hannah. Good to see you again.
So I assume you give him a call.
Yep. How's it going?
Hey, kiddo, it's all right. Got an incident down at the observatory on the edge of town. You wouldn't know anything about that, would you?
Only a little bit.
Okay.
A lot of people managed to make it out of a bad situation, from what I heard.
Noted. I'll keep that in mind. Maybe I'll lose some paperwork about it. Anyway, what do you need?
Well, I'm investigating a little bit of a crime. You might have it on the books. A murder-suicide down on Lilypad Lane.
Let me check some paperwork real quick.
Apparently they used iodine to cover something up.
That's weird. Yeah, I got the file here. We got one male perp, one dead guy. Oh, that's weird. Hey, there he is. So here's the funny thing. Yeah. Soren Grigori. Maybe a fake name. Doesn't really matter. The other guy, John Doe. Killer, 38 special. Shoots the kid Soren 3 times in the gut and then shoots himself in the head. The weird thing is Soren's body went missing from the morgue. We could never establish next of kin, so it wasn't really a problem. A body we couldn't deliver to anyone was taken, so I figure somebody was probably pretty thankful about that.
Interesting news. I appreciate the heads up on that.
Yeah, that's the only thing that seems really out of sorts. Yeah, I'm gonna hope that means something to you.
Not yet, but it probably will.
Good, that's what I like to hear. Need anything else?
No, that about covers it. You need anything? Anything weird happening?
Knowing that what happened at the observatory was a good thing is all the reassurance that I need to help me sleep tonight.
That's good to hear.
Well,
if you need any advice or help, just feel free to call me.
Yeah. No, maybe that and a little nightcap, but no problem.
That sounds good too.
Click.
You could have also told him that the giant pool of blood was from one of your friends.
That's a bit more detail than I want to give him for the moment. Just because he seems like a good guy, but at a certain point, he may decide this is too weird. I should go to someone.
Yeah, you've figured out O'Hanrahan's attitude pretty well. He's definitely open to the idea of the supernatural, but if you wanted to recruit him, you'd need maybe a few more years of gentle prodding. At this point, he understands that you're dealing with something he doesn't fully understand, and he probably thinks you're a part of some vague yet menacing government organization. But so long as you keep things vague and keep things relatively honest, he's willing to play along.
Exactly.
All you have to do is introduce him to Yusuf to make that true.
You're technically correct.
But, yes.
You're not wrong, but that might be a bit quick for him.
So, Holmes, you share this information with the rest of the team?
Yes, I do. All right, so the body went missing. That's not normal.
It may not have been a body. It could have been a creature that doesn't die easily.
He could not have been dead. Can you think of anything that takes 3 bullets to the chest, bleeds a bunch, and still doesn't die?
Vampire.
Vampire.
Yeah. And when a vampire fills up on lethal damage, they involuntarily enter torpor. So he'd look dead.
Well, do we know what morgue he went missing from?
I'm sure I could find that out.
This may not be the first or only time that they've done this.
Probably the closest morgue to the location. And again, with a murder, do the police have their own morgue?
They do, but he didn't go to the police morgue. He went to the East Street Morgue. Weird.
Thing.
That's awfully out of the way.
Okay.
I think we should pay them a visit.
That's a good hint.
Now, if I was in the business of acquiring supernatural folks and I'd needed a place to keep them where no one would want to go, morgue would be a pretty good place. We might be stepping into their lair.
Yes.
So, do
At
you
the very
all...
least, we're stepping into their hunting ground.
Or their abattoir.
Mr. Sampson, this games room is not your personal abattoir. Yeah, sorry about that. Put it on the Venture Brothers tab. That's what you said about the last time. Anyway.
It could be the personal oubliette, though.
Could it be to the E Street Morgue?
The E Street Morgue.
The E Street Morgue is a pretty rundown establishment. This is not a reputable medical
Before
establishment.
going in, could you gather information about the place, who runs it, what it's affiliated with?
Sure, they might have a...
I can check with the homeless community in the area and see if there's anything, if the place is regarded, well, it may be regarded bad simply because it's a morgue, but if it's a place, most homeless people go where they're safe and are pretty pragmatic about these things. And if they avoid it, then it's probably because it's something to avoid.
Yusuf, give me an intelligence and computers.
Gladly.
And Alex, give me a presence and streetwise.
Okay.
Nice.
Oh, I'm so glad that ones don't do anything anymore.
Oh, praise be.
Right.
Yusuf, okay. You get caught in a little bit of a maze. So, okay. Oh, damn it.
He's kind of going into this expecting to find a website that hasn't been updated since 2005.
Oh,
there we go. So, all right. So the E Street Morgue is owned by Starlight Limited, which in turn is owned by Mountain Networks. And that's owned by Quad Technologies, which is a subsidiary of Crux Solutions. And then Crux Solutions is owned by Omega Acoustics, which is a subsidiary spin-off of Arkandale, which is then in turn owned by Pinnacle Media, which is then funneled through a shell company called Two Counterprises. What the fuck?
And ultimately, the chief holding company is just called the Worm.
Yeah, no, Yusuf, you can't untangle this web of, like, dummy shell corporations. Like,
I could be here all day.
Yeah, you get 12 deep, and then you just hit a brick road, and you're like, there is no such entity called Hero Bank, okay? It doesn't fucking exist. No one would be so stupid as to call their company Hero Bank.
Are any of these just like empty LTDs?
Oh, almost all of them are empty LTDs. And
heard...
only one of them has a functioning, defunct GeoCities website.
Have you guys heard when they were investigating a lot of patents, and they found out that a lot of the companies that held patents were just empty offices with a name?
That doesn't surprise me.
In the real world.
Yeah.
That this is something in the real world, is that people just buy up patents under these bizarre shell companies that are just like essentially mailboxes.
Oh yeah.
In a door.
And then you can, if you have enough patents, you can do some patent trolling.
Yeah, basically that's what it's for, is that essentially anyone who potentially infringes on your patent, which is based on bullshit in many cases, you can sue. That's really it. They
Yeah.
exist to sue.
And then, like, either they have to stop making the thing that they're trying to make, or they have to take you to court, or they have to give you a pile of money. But no matter what, you get paid.
Yep. It's nasty business. I mean, talk about suppressing innovation. That's a biggie.
What are you talking about, Dave? Are you saying that a market isn't necessarily the perfect environment for innovation in all circumstances?
Capitalism, red of tooth and claw.
But yeah, Yusuf, you can't get to the fucking bottom of this.
If I stayed here for a year, pressing enter on the next page, I'm sure that at the end of it, I might find North Central Positronics.
Fucking maybe.
If I go by my instincts.
But Alex, you get a lot of like mostly positive information. Like, there's no real like strange or like dangerous rumors about the E Street Morgue. Like, it's just not a place where a lot of people go. But you do get one description from one person who talks about a visitor it had once upon a time.
Okay.
A van that looked a lot like this.
Oh.
They remember it had attack written on the side. It really and strange symbols emblazoned all over it. It kind of freaked them out a little bit. Really
How
gave them
long
the
ago?
heebie-jeebies.
How long ago was this?
Oh, maybe 3 months ago?
So this is probably not their lair, but it's a trail. I don't say that to the homeless person. I just can't hand him a sandwich.
That's good. They do ask. He does ask. I'm guessing I should stay away from that place.
Yes.
I don't think it's a safe place to be.
Got it. Whew. Good to know my radar is still working.
You might want to spread the word on that too, just so that people.
Yeah.
Thanks. If he doesn't seem tactile defensive, I just give him a pat on the shoulder and smile.
Right. Yeah. The tale he tells about the coming of the van is a little far fetched. Like he goes so far as to describe it as like it ran a red light and did a bunch of things, but really it was just a creepy van.
All right.
Anyway.
I go back and tell the others. Seems like our van has been here, but it was a while back. So they've definitely been through here. It's a question of if it seems like it would appear more often if this is where their actual lair.
They might have been here more often than your person saw.
Yes. It's probably nothing. Because I think he was just trying to impress me. But he did mention that the van ran a red light. So it may not be. It may not be true, but if you can find, if I don't know if these cameras work in the lights around here, but
There's one way to find out.
yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yusuf, make an intelligence and computers roll.
I have a specialty in data retrieval. Will that help me?
It will.
Excellent.
One of the biggest surprises about Alex is that she had her skill set that she's actually a pretty decent investigator in a realm that you guys don't have. So it worked out okay. In terms of streetwise, she's good.
Bad news, Yusuf.
Yeah.
You can't find anything on the attack van anywhere. This thing has been scrubbed. This looks too clean. an outlandish vehicle like that, no sign of it, there's only one way that sort of thing avoids detection.
Someone's erasing any detection.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Although who that is not very clear.
Either
Someone who
one
knows.
of them is good enough with tech to do it themselves, or could be someone in North Positronics, or there's another option.
Right. I mean, there's no doubt in your mind that Victoria is very skilled with technology. The issue is that she wouldn't have enough time.
You're right.
So, I know very little about computers, but when I'm hunting prey, if it's intelligent prey and it tends to cover its tracks, even when you can't see the tracks, you may see a trail that is too clean. Could you follow, how should you say, the negative space?
I could give it a shot.
A wise man covers his tracks, a fool wipes them away.
Go for it.
Interesting.
I'd love to.
This is not a data retrieval role.
No, it's not. But I still have computer aptitude, so that'll have to carry me a little bit here. 3.
You hit a brick wall. Big, very large, many bricks. It was a good idea, but whoever is cleaning this trail is an honest-to-God expert. This is someone who knows what they're doing and does not want to be found.
Whoever they are, they're better than I am.
Well, then I suppose we need to pay a visit to the mortuary and see if we can find another lead there. And perhaps there's more to it than if what you say is about its provenance is true, then it may be important.
Then let's go.
Shall y'all enter the morgue or go someplace else?
Morgue.
Morgue.
Sounds good.
Morgue.
Mork.
Morgue sounds
And if this doesn't play out, then we go beat up a hag.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Either way, a win.
You go into the morgue. The lady working behind the desk looks a little worse for wear. The news article is purely incidental. But she looks up from whatever she was doing, just like, oh, hey, can I help you with something?
Who's the best liar among us?
Probably. I would say Easter.
I think it's Easter.
Yeah, I'd agree.
How many
Easter.
points do you have in subterfuge, love?
Sure. No points in subterfuge.
Oops.
It's all in persuasion and socialize.
That's worth.
I mean,
I've got 1 point.
So if you can think of a quick and dirty excuse, you might be able to get what you want. Although the question is, what do you want?
Well,
What we want is to get in where the bodies are.
Okay.
Is that correct?
That's a good question. What do you guys want? What are you looking for in the E Street Morgue?
anomalies. Though that's not the word Alex would use.
Discrepancies. anything out of the ordinary. Things that should not be there. And potentially bodies that are not accounted for.
Is she wearing a name tag?
Absolutely. Let me get my random renamer. Edith! Her name is Edith! Edith.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yusuf leans over and looks at her name tag. Edith. We represent the official Illinois State Board of Mortuary Arts. There have been several troubling reports about the East Street Mortuary regarding security.
Everybody, so give me a delicious manipulation and persuasion.
Alright, cool.
And then she is going to roll composure and subterfuge.
2, 3.
Oh my god.
Hey!
Ronald, I'm just paying close attention to her to see how she reacts to this.
You can roll wits and empathy. Oh my god!
There goes my luck. That's it.
Hi.
Damn.
Okay, 2 successes.
Alex, you've never seen someone go so pale so quickly. Eyes dilated, senses sharpened. This woman is clearly terrified.
Terrified of us or terrified of someone else?
Unclear.
Abstract. Okay.
Unclear. 2 successes won't give you that much. That being said, Yusuf, you got 5 hits, and she's just like, "Oh yeah, no, of course. Give me a minute. I can show you to the facilities, and then I can get you some paperwork."
Oh, yes, please. Thank you.
So she goes around the little desk and leads you into the freezer. Oh man, this place looks like a dump. Like, she flips on the light switch and the light is flickering, and she like picks up a broom which is nearby and pokes it, and like there's clearly some dried blood on the floor. This place looks like a goddamn mess, and the light stops flickering, and she's like, "Yeah, I'll be right back."
I can keep her distracted with legal ease while you take a closer look.
All right.
So she comes back around the corner, and she's holding a Colt 45 and a grenade.
Oh,
Oh, really?
Oh.
And she's just like, "Okay, you guys need to leave now." Ah, shit. I am dead fucking serious.
Oh, shit.
no,
Quick draw.
Oh!
Draw a gun on her.
Roll that
Is
beautiful
the
initiative.
pin is the pin still in the grenade?
The
That's
pin
the good
is
question.
still in the grenade. She is
So,
not.
and she has her other hand is not free.
No.
So
So she'd
Not the
have
best.
to. She'd have to pull the pin with her teeth.
Mhm.
Like,
Does she look like she's in control of herself?
she looks like she's high on meth.
Shit.
I mean, she's shaking like she's high on meth.
What am I rolling, Reynolds?
Do you just have quick draw as a feat?
Yeah.
Just give me an initiative roll.
Awesome. Highest I can possibly get, 18.
Okay, she is going to shoot you unless you shoot her first.
Yeah, I'm shooting her first.
Sounds good. Roll that beautiful dexterity and firearms.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
I'm also going to make a dexterity roll in case she does survive and continues shooting. I'll throw myself in front. I will try to block.
Sounds good.
That's 3 to hit.
Okay, yeah, you hit her, and she's a goon. She wasn't made for this, and she falls over and fires a shot into the air, and she screams. And she's like, "Oh God, no, no!"
Someone grab the grenade.
Grabbing a grenade very carefully.
Holmes, you run over and grab that grenade. It's not too hard. Give me a dexterity and brawl real quick, just to make sure things don't get worse.
Okay.
Yusuf is going to holster his gun and try to first disarm her.
Yeah, it's not hard. You give me a strength and brawl.
I got one success.
One success. You're able to get the grenade out of her hand, and you didn't roll a chance die, so you didn't accidentally pull the pin. You now possess a grenade.
Alex has just been on the lookout to see if security is coming, if anyone's reacted to the sounds of these shots.
So I have no points in brawl, and I have 1 point in strength, so I'm rolling a luck die, and I got a 10.
Congratulations!
Nice!
You're able to wrench her wrist in an uncomfortable way and extract the gun from her hand. And she's like, "No, you don't understand. They're gonna kill my mom."
Who's going to kill your mom?
If I tell you, she's dead.
If you don't tell us, she's also dead. Speak.
Make a delicious presence and intimidation roll.
Gladly.
Did you just threaten someone's mom? Wow.
Yes. I mean, I'm not the one doing the threatening. He's just speaking realistically in a very cold voice.
Standard interrogation tactics, pardon me.
At least it's not advanced interrogation tactics.
Advanced interrogation? Oh, is it time for us to build a homeless concentration camp?
No.
It's too bad my Sarah isn't here. She would be helpful.
True.
Or they would be helpful.
Profession? Torturer.
Only one rank.
2 in intimidation.
2 in intimidation. She's just like, the fucking witch! And all of her fucking funky friends. The fucking, oh God, this hurts. The goddamn Rocky Horror looking motherfucker. And their creepy goddamn sunglasses lady.
Did they come by in a beat-up old van?
Yeah, okay. It's the one with the weird marks on it. Attack is written on the side.
Yusuf nods and looks to the others.
What we needed. We're looking for them too. We want to try and stop them.
Oh God, I'm so fucked.
No. No, look. Just tell us what you know, and we'll see about trying to get you somewhere safe, you and your mom.
Sometimes bodies come here, and then they come here and take them away. And they said that they'd kill my mom if anyone found out, but that the cops would never figure out what was going on.
What number do you call when there's a body for them to collect?
I don't. They just come for it. They know it's here.
They've bugged the place? Said to Yusuf.
Holmes, get your device out.
Ooh.
Start looking.
All right.
Holmes, you take out your bug checker.
Yep.
This place is not bugged, but consider, if they're the people who are actually doing the killing,
Yep.
then they know when and where the bodies will be. No bug necessary.
Yep.
You put a body in the freezer. You 2 minutes, pick it up, ding, body's done. Oh no, not at the E Street Morgue, Alex. No one is coming here. This woman works here alone.
All right, just one. It seemed a reasonable thing to check, considering we were firing, 2 heavy gunshots. Go off inside the
Absolutely.
building.
It's absolutely a concern, and it becomes a further concern that she should like quite possibly have other employees.
Maybe a doctor.
Maybe.
Orderlies.
What time is it? How they wouldn't normally keep people on a night shift.
And do you ask her that?
Yes.
I work here 24 hours a day. I sleep behind the desk.
Yusuf is going to reach up for, I don't know, one of those claws that they cover bodies with, sort of fold it over itself and start putting pressure on the gunshot wound.
Oh, it's not a lethal wound. She'll live,
No.
but still just like ah.
Take one of her hands and like press this down. There you go.
And she's just like, I haven't been home in months. I haven't had a shower. I've been eating convenience store food for the past 3 weeks.
Where does your mother live?
Where's my random address generator? We live on Java Passage. And she gives you a more exact address.
Could one of you put her and her mother up in a safe house?
Yes, I can.
And perhaps we could go stay at their place.
I think that's a great idea. Easter, I'll give you money. I don't want to put them up in one of my safe houses.
Is Pidge speaking?
Easter? Darling? Light of my life?
Test.
Hi.
There we go. We can hear you now.
You can hear me now? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, my mic's been weird tonight. I haven't muted or anything.
Have you considered jiggling the handle?
I will jiggle.
Press the little button.
Click it.
Criminy. Easter, I can never remember the name of your retainer.
Egg.
Hello?
Pidge?
No, I'm looking for it.
Oh, okay.
It's like Maricela or something.
Oh, okay. I mean, I just said Maricela today. I don't know if that was right.
I think so.
I think so.
With some
'Cause
flower name.
I know she's just like a fucking housekeeping cleaning lady. Not to be totally stereotypical, but yes. Who you saved from a bad situation, and you were just like, all right, I'm taking you under my wing, and she's like, sweet. But
Genuinely enjoys this work.
oh yeah, no, like she is just an affable older woman. She's an affable older Latina, and she got she knocked on the wrong motel room at the wrong fucking time and got caught up in a bad situation, and you rescued her, and she's like, oh sweet, yeah, sure. You mean you'll pay me to keep your apartment clean and watch my soaps all day? This is ideal.
This is amenable.
But yeah, no, she could definitely take care of a gut shot meth addict. That is within her skill range.
Perfect.
And she'll make a good blood bag once Easter becomes a vampire.
Ooh. So you guys drop off Edith with Maricela, and you go off toward Edith's place. Hey, Alex, give me a wits and composure.
Oh boy.
Oops. Reroll that die. D12 shouldn't probably be used.
Super successes.
Yep. And that one hit the ground. 2.
2 successes. Now you can smell the blood. Now you can hear the flies buzzing.
Oh, they've already visited. It's too late to be useful.
Holmes, do you have a police scanner?
You might want to check with your friend again, Holmes. I don't know how old this is, but I can smell it already.
Derek said he would be right back. Oh, bro.
Is the door locked?
The door is locked.
I will do another little bit of larceny.
I'm about to say, this is a different apartment building, much better than the previous one, although that's not much.
Saying much.
Yeah.
2 and 1's a 10. And no, still 2.
You are able to easily unlock the door, and the corpse stench overwhelms you.
How old does it seem to be?
I'm trying to think. Like 3 weeks wouldn't. 3 weeks, 4 weeks wouldn't be too old, would it?
It would be.
The
Okay.
smell would probably have kind of died down by then.
I would say like 5 days-ish.
Oh no, she's been dead for a while.
Okay.
So she's sat in a chair in front of the TV. Advanced decomposition, flies, maggots, everything. You all succeed on your intelligence and medicine rolls. Her face has been removed.
Ah.
Our friend from the observatory.
Everybody give me an intelligence and medicine roll to determine cause of death.
You guys might notice that Alex sort of unconsciously has clutched her the side of her abdomen.
Ooh. She died of being killed, quite possibly having her face removed.
What was the roll? Intelligence and medicine?
Yes.
Oh, I have a point in medicine. Actually, I have this. I forgot. I am. That is something I would actually know about.
Holy fucking shit!
Wow, Holmes.
I got 2.
Holmes. At this point, her eyes would have definitely been decomposed and consumed. That's obvious, but there shouldn't be so much eye tissue around the eye hole. It becomes clear that cause of death was acute brain damage due to thumbs in eyes.
Ah. There's a visual. Apparently he put his thumb through her eyes.
But if he had done that, she would have screamed a lot, probably, which means someone else had to be here to cover the screams.
Is there any sign of music playing in the apartment, by the way, or anything?
No, but the television's still on.
Okay.
That sounds good. Television's still on. AMC!
A good choice.
But who's ever capable of that telltale murder thing wasn't here. this woman was murdered with some skill. Like, there was definitely some premeditation. Enough precautions were made to ensure that she would not be discovered.
She was murdered with sadism and joy.
I wouldn't go that far. If anything, it seems more like a murder of necessity. Actually, yeah, no, it's quite obvious. Holmes, it's quite obvious there was no passion involved in this. Passionless.
Nope.
I
Dispassion.
think we might need to go back to the morgue and see if there's more information to be found there.
They correctly guessed that Edith would talk. Read her like a book.
Either that or it didn't really matter. She was in no position to negotiate. Do it or we'll kill your mom. They knew what leverage would have been effective, and when it was clear that she was going to play ball, the threat was no longer necessary. Besides, taking care of her probably took time. Which is ultimately what the North Central Positronics Acquisitions Department, like, for the most part, their primary limit is time. There's only 5 of them. There's only 16 waking hours in the day, not including those of them who do not sleep or fend off sleep as well as they possibly can.
Gotcha.
Big man wants a new face. We have Big man wants a new face. We have a convenient victim. Two-man job, probably. One guy chills in the van. They seem to travel in groups of 3. One guy does all the thinking, turns on the TV, covers her mouth. Big guy gouges her eyes out. Done. Makes it all the easier to remove the face after she's dead.
Let's go to the morgue before they torch it.
Yeah. There might be something more to be found there. I don't think we're going to find anything that leads us to them here.
I think so.
You guys head back to the E Street Morgue. What exactly are you looking for?
Record room.
See if we can find exactly when the most recent case like this happened.
Makes sense. Everybody give me a wits and investigation.
No.
Not 32.
Ah!
No, 2.
Okay.
Also 2.
0.
Wop wop.
Oh, that's a surprisingly good roll for me.
Yes. You guys look over some paperwork and you are able to find a recent incoming with no outgoing.
Does it coincide with the time when the mother was murdered, probably?
No. It coincides with when the prince described a load of fledglings being taken by the Sabbat. His name was her name was Dolores.
So this is another case where they made it look like the Sabbat when it was really them.
Well, they made it look to the vampires like it was the Sabbat. They probably made it look like it was something. This report reads gang violence. So And a lot of Sabbat killings to the police look like gang violence.
We should probably tell the prince about this then.
Spray and pray tactics, shovel heads, that sort of thing.
Yes, we should.
You never know when the Sabbat are going to play red light, dead light on your Sunday afternoon.
So, the thing that might be interesting for us to find, why did they get routed here to begin with? How is that done? I mean, it seems like, don't they usually send bodies to the nearest morgue? So why are these being sent here, unless there's something corrupt in the process itself, and maybe another person?
That's a very good question.
Who's pulling these strings?
Who do you think?
Well, it's not who's pulling the strings, but who's the puppet for this?
About to say, who are all the puppets attached to these strings?
Yeah. So if we can find the puppet, then maybe we can find its string and go back. I mean, this string has been cut.
Because of the 5 of them, there are only 2 who would be able to maintain this kind of network. It's either Victoria or Suit Guy. Big Man, the Savage, and oh no, my PDFs. They all close mysteriously.
Eh.
And Dear Sweet Rose would never oh, there we go. Yes, open all of the things. Damn it. That was not all of the things. That was only one of the things. Thanks for nothing.
Hey, Ronald, when this is all said and done, can you show us these character sheets? I have to admit to being very curious.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Please.
Understand that I have done a little cheating. Like, I wrote up a baseline for all their abilities, and then I realized, oh no, these are senior slashers. They need a little bit of a bump up. But
That's fine.
what I have on their sheets is like what their base stats were. And then I was like, oh, it doesn't make sense for the Savage to only have 3 in Brawl, and he'd probably have 4. Stuff like that.
That's DMing.
Cheating, but only when it helps everyone.
Mm-hmm.
But yes. So, do you go to the prince's place?
I think that would be best.
You go to Adam Lloyd's manor. I forgot I gave him a name. The jester takes your coats. Court is in session. Blah, 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 blah. It's actually getting pretty late. Court will be ending soon.
I'll go over and talk to my gangrel pal.
You look a little concerned.
Not a lot of good leads. We lost them. And I've never lost a fight before.
It's the first time for everything. Trust me, sometimes you're dealing with prey that's more clever than you are. No shame in that.
I know. It's just...
Frustrating?
It kind of reminds me why I started this. But it's good to remember sometimes that we're not indestructible. That we're not to... No insult intended, that we're human.
None taken. I mean, it's the same sort of thing that gets my kin killed. As soon as you start getting high on your own supply, as soon as you think you're unkillable, that's what kills you.
Yeah.
Uh,
It makes what I'm fighting for a little bit more clear. And it makes the need to win, destroy these fucking animals, more palpable.
whoa, whoa, whoa! Don't besmirch the good name of animals like that. What you're dealing with are honest-to-God monsters. Yusuf, I assume you chill with the librarian?
Yeah, get her
Uh,
up to speed and inform her personally of the morgue and its shady dealings.
That's a clever little grift they've got going. But you're right. What's routing the corpses to the E Street Morgue? That's the question. Most of that's handled by ambulance services. But those sort of... It wouldn't be easy, but it also wouldn't be difficult for emergency services to be able to route ambulance services towards the E Street Morgue. Normally, when an ambulance gets the orders of where to deliver the body, they don't ask questions. It might seem out of the way, but there are plenty of reasons why a morgue might be overloaded or why a body might go someplace else. And if it only happens very occasionally, it won't arouse too much suspicion. But the point is, someone's in the computer here.
Someone's calling the shots at the dispatch.
Exactly. I don't think it's a matter of the police. It sounds like a computer issue. The computer says, "Oh, take it to East Street," and nobody says anything. The police computer tells the ambulance to take it to East Street, and nobody pays attention. And you did say a lot of that information was being scrubbed.
That's true. They are technologically adept.
Might be human, might not be human.
That's as good a lead as any.
Holmes, do you chat with anybody?
The vampires?
Yeah.
Not entirely my scene.
That's fine. So it's perfectly okay if you want to keep your distance. Easter, do you want to chat with anybody?
Who's C Collective tonight?
The C Collective is... Oh, geez. You know what? That's what dice were made for. The C Collective is, uncontained this evening. They are amalgamous this evening. As they were when you first encountered them.
Just scoot over there for a brief hello and to extend my gratitude and appreciation for their work. God, was it just yesterday?
It was last evening, yes.
And my gratitude and appreciation for their work.
As you approach, they give you an hola chica, and when you offer thanks, the southern drawl comes out and says, "Oh, weren't no thing, missus. It was my honest pleasure to be able to deal out such death."
Done. Thank you.
But Prince Lloyd gets everyone's attention. Now, what brings you here?
Yusuf looks to Easter, who's taken point on these things before.
don't normally get a visit from all of you unless it's particularly important.
Your mic,
Deadass.
dear.
Oh my god.
Stick it inside of your ass. I'm gonna get Pidge a headset for Christmas.
That doesn't seem like a particularly effective strategy.
Says you. There, much better.
Okay.
Bitch, have you considered that your laptop is dying?
I have. But I have other things that I need to spend my money on more urgently.
Honey, darling, beautiful, it's terminal.
Cyber Monday is coming and we should take a look.
Take a look. I think I've got another year out of it.
I don't think so. I think that thing's on its last legs, if I'm being quite honest. Even, have you ever... I don't mean to call you out on this in the middle of the recording. Have you ever done a defrag?
You disconnected again.
Well, I think that makes the point. Please leave your laptop with me before you go to bed. I'm going to do some maintenance on it.
So you might also want to double check and make sure there's no. It's had recent scans.
Oh, I know that's well in hand.
Yeah. Okay.
Scan
So
all
no-
the things. Run CCleaner. Oh, geez, I should run CCleaner.
I love.
Okay.
Are you good?
Test.
All right. I can hear you.
Cool. I've switched over to my phone. I'm just taking my earbuds are in the car. Is the echo too bad?
No.
There is no echo.
Okay, cool.
Ah, Miss Elysium. Your voice sounds so far away. Come closer.
Easter steps up with a little curtsy. So good to see you all.
What do you bring to us this evening? Let me guess. Bad news.
Is there any other
You make a good point.
And just to clarify with my group before Easter begins speaking, our intention was to tell the vampires of the van and their morgue dealings.
Yes, and if we could get their eyes on the van, any reports of it anywhere, that would be...
Cool. And
Um,
Easter steps on up.
One other thing is if they have any particular expert on technology who might be able to give us an additional lead, go through the places Yusuf can't.
You
Beautiful.
could also mention their most recent kidnapping victim, Dolores.
Yes.
Which one was Dolores?
She was just the last person on the logs in the morgue of people who arrived and did not leave.
Gotcha.
Who picked her up? No one. Where is she? Gone.
Who?
Whomst? Oh, that's a test
So
sheet. I didn't mean to file that. That's a test sheet. Anyway.
So we've been doing a bit of digging on our rather burly friends, and have found the
Trail of corpses.
the trail of corpses led by that strange van.
Oh. Well, that's a curious vehicle.
It is, and with a van like that, you'd think it would be picked up on some sort of traffic camera or otherwise noticed. But other than one gentleman who claims that he saw it run a red light, there's no evidence of it.
That's curious.
Very. So we did a bit of digging and found all evidence of it has been wiped. Gouged out.
But when you remove it like that, it leaves a strangely vacuous trail. And nature abhors a vacuum.
That it does.
So,
The thing is that our attempts to narrow it down have hit something of a technological brick wall that even someone as studied as Yusuf isn't able to break.
I have intelligence services at my disposal. The Nosferatu are very skilled in this sort of thing. Their clan is
That they are.
extremely talented when it comes to gathering intelligence, physical, magical, or technological. But naturally, due to their secrecy, they're exceptionally difficult to find. The representative only comes every so often. He hasn't been here in a while. Not to say that implies anything bizarre. I don't believe that it does, but just to say that they're not someone I'll be able to get a hold of with any quickness.
Understood.
Of course, they might be just standing right beside you, and you don't know.
It's entirely possible.
But Alex wouldn't know that.
No. But still, like, it's... You know what? He responds to no one. It's entirely possible. But I don't think that's all you have to tell me.
We also found a morgue. The acquisition as a way to acquire bodies. The most recent woman named Dolores.
Interesting. Dolores is one of the people one of the people that was rescued in our joint operation from the observatory. We had written her off as lost, a Sabbat victim. Which means that morgue is probably one of the primary ways they use to get rid of vampires quietly.
Almost certainly.
Kill them, put them in torpor.
In ways that looks like Sabbat violence.
Exactly. Kill them, ship them off to the morgue, and when they go missing, nobody pays attention. And by the time we catch sight of it, it's all too late.
Exactly.
We're solitary creatures. Perhaps a bit lead in the foot.
We've come in contact with the woman that runs the morgue, but she's in bad shape, manipulated by them. They threatened her mother and then killed her anyway.
You're dealing with expert class manipulators. People who have
That we
no
are.
regard for human life.
That we are.
And he looks to his court and says, "Take heart, everyone. No matter how dark your heart may be, you haven't slipped this far yet."
Always a silver lining.
But, yes, I'll try to contact my Nosferatu Primogen and see what he can tell me. There is no doubt in my mind he's going to twist my arm about it, and unfortunately, I will be obliged to twist yours.
Understood.
But the night is growing late, and you must all be very tired.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time, everyone.
Thank you
Pleasant
for your
rest.
report. And y'all go back to the Econ Lodge. Everybody gets 5 experience points for a fantastic investigation.
Felt like we covered a lot of ground.
Yeah.
We did.
You really did. You uncovered and collapsed one of the acquisition department's great schemes. They won't be able to kidnap any more vampires for a while. Getting the E Street Morgue under their sway wasn't too difficult, but as I said, if you think you guys are hurting for time, they're hurting for time.
Well, they didn't just lose that place; they lost that method.
Exactly.
Because they can't just set up. At this point, the prince will be looking out for that. So
Yeah.
That trick
Fool me
is
once.
well known.